Good afternoon, everybody.
You're very, very welcome to this AgriKids Farm Safety Ambassador Teachers Q&A session, kindly supported by the Department of Agriculture, Food and the Marine. I'm joined by my colleagues Geraldine Delaney from Irish Rural Link and Jennifer Ward, who is a primary school teacher and also very experienced and highly insightful on the whole area of farm safety education for children. So, over the course of the next half an hour, we'll be bringing you through some of the areas and topics regarding the AgriKids Farm Safety Ambassador Programme. A little bit of housekeeping. If you have any questions, please pop them into the Q&A. We'll get to them afterwards. And many thanks to those of you who have already submitted a question to us. We will be sure to include those in the session afterwards. So, for those of you who have already signed up, many thanks, and we hope you will have a very enjoyable experience. And for those of you still wondering if this program is suitable for you, well, don't you worry, because I'm sure and I hope by the end of it, we will have your mind made up. So, a little bit about AgriKids first of all. Our ethos is engage, educate, and empower. And that ethos is very much built into our mission statement. Our vision is to expand the farm safety message to all. We want to change the culture through education and move from a place of merely awareness to actual practice. Our mission to educate children to be our farm safety ambassadors is key to everything that we do. We want to design and deliver learning resources that are relevant and fun, teach skills to recognise and help children avoid risks, and also to give a voice to a silent majority who would have concerns around farm safety but feel there is nothing for them that they can actually do about it. And above all, let's denormalise the risk culture that's so pertinent on our farms. Our values is that, well, we value farmers and their products. We value collaboration within the sector, which is why involving your local community is one of the big areas that we really try to encourage to anybody who's undertaking this programme. We value safety and the well-being of our farm and rural families and communities and the role that they play. We also do value the upbringing of children being born onto farms. It is an amazing place to grow up on. And we also want to allow children to bear farm responsibilities that are appropriate to their age and competency levels. So you're thinking about joining the Farm Safety Ambassador Programme. Well, we hope by the end of this webinar, you'll be heading straight over to agrikids.ie, checking out the programmes and going to the schools section. There, as you scroll down, you will see two programme options. We want to make sure that our programmes fit into your curriculum, not in a way that gives you more work, but in a way that complements the work that you do. So that's why we have two programme offerings. We have the AgriKids Farm Safety Hour and the AgriKids Farm Safety Day. And if you keep on scrolling on that particular page, you will also see all the resources for your pupils broken down into their different classroom grades. And as you can see, we absolutely do include the preschool community also. So there are two programs. The Farm Safety Hour. Well, this could be class, this could be school, and it is what it says on the tin. We just want you to choose any hour-long activity. Just spend an hour talking about farm safety, participating in any farm safety themed activity. Maybe it's creating a mural in your school hallway or inviting a local speaker to come in and talk to the children. But for those of you who want to participate in the AgriKids Farm Safety Day, well, this is our flag-linked programme. We want you to create a whole day, dedicated day to farm safety. You can choose a theme, of which there are three: field and farmyard, animals and animal well-being and animal safety, and also tractor and machinery safety. Once you've run your program, your day program on three separate occasions, achieving all three of those themes, then you do get your farm safety flag. And remember, guys, we have loads of resources and tools to help you along your way. So, what are those resources? Well, we have speaker resources. Maybe you've identified a farmer, they might be a parent in your area who really, you feel would be really good at coming in to talk to the children. Maybe bring in a tractor or maybe bring in a lamb, but they're feeling very nervous and a little bit reluctant to take part. Well, we have a manual specially created for them, full of tips, advice and tools, props, ideas that they can use to help them deliver their content. We also have class workbooks and handbooks with age and activity themed activities for the children to participate in, and they are workbooks from preschool all the way up to fifth and sixth class. We have activity and fun sheets that can be downloaded on the website. We have lesson plans to help you, along with an amazing selection of teachers' slide decks and presentations, which have been created by primary school teachers. We have webinar events, which we will be kicking off on the 24th of April. And we have a series of videos that we have created ourselves and also have found created by other people working in the area of farm safety. And with regards to the speakers, this is the kind of manual that we have created. And there really is no limit to the kind of people that you can bring in. The topics and the areas that the AgriKids program covers are quite wide. So we would talk about animals, we would talk about machinery safety, we would talk about own personal hygiene and well-being. So anybody working in that particular area is a very relevant speaker to bring in. It's been wonderful to see the array of speakers that other schools have brought in, whether it's people from the Health and Safety Authority, the Irish Farmers Association, Teagasc, Macra na Firma, as well as parents and other educators. Maybe there is a teacher in your school who's very clued into a farming that could also take part. When you do bring in the speaker, they do bring in a very real and relevant flair to the topic. They bring in tools, accessories, equipment to really bring the conversation to life. One particular favourite of ours was a school in Carlow, Ballyconnell National School. They chose the theme animal safety and well-being for their particular theme, and they brought in their local animal welfare sanctuary. And what was really wonderful about this was the children got to hear a little bit about not just the work of the sanctuary and learn a little bit about animal welfare and well-being, but the children were so moved by what they heard, and they were so motivated that they actually created a fundraiser where they managed to bring in everything from dog food, toys, accessories, and equipment that the sanctuary could actually use for their work. That particular school went on to actually win a Learning Initiative Award as part of the AgriKids Ambassador Awards. So it's really wonderful to see not just the array of speakers that can come in, but also how creative and how impactful those speakers can actually be. Another good favourite of mine was when Ronald the vet arrived up to, I think, Clockfin National School in Donegal. And as you can see by their pictures here, he really brought the conversation to life. And it was something I'd like to think that the children really engaged with, and it left a lasting impression on also. Also reach out to your local An Garda Síochána. They have an amazing community outreach programme as part of their community policing. And I know I've done a lot of work with them over the years, because as first responders to a farming accident, they are extremely passionate in making sure that their communities remain safe and very aware of the different hazards and dangers pertinent on our farms. Other activities that you can actually do, here's a selection of a couple of them. One very lucky school got to actually go out and visit a farm, Carrickduff National School. And as part of that, you can see them there, the second picture in, they were the infant classes, the infant and senior infant classes. They did a thing called Naughty Teddies. And they had the farmer actually put the teddies in different kind of, dangerous areas around the farm. And the children had to go and find out where the naughty teddies were and why each of those positions that they were in was so dangerous. Maybe they were up on bales, maybe they were climbing ladders, standing too close to a tractor. Really creative stuff. Another school in Kerry, you'll see there, they actually programmed Lego models to identify different colours and objects that might have been in their area or in their blind spot. So that was the first and second class of Murmur National School in Kerry. And then the boys' school in Roscommon, St Patrick's Boys National School, they did amazing 3D farm models. And each of the boys actually then went on to create a presentation, which they then deliver to other classes within the school. So that really demonstrated to us not just how capable and creative the children could be, but also you don't need a farmyard or access to a farm to do farm safety, and also how influential the older classes can be in helping in a mentoring capacity in bringing the message to the younger classes. So, for those of you who are doing the Farm Safety Day, it is the start of your flag journey. Well done again to Carrickduff National School, who are the first primary school in Ireland to achieve flag status. And I'm delighted to say that by the end of this year, we're going to have another two schools that will be achieving their farm safety flag status. As I had mentioned, you have to pick one of three themes each time you run your Farm Safety Day. Once you collect all three, you do achieve your flag status. As part of that as well, not only are you eligible for a flag, but you're also automatically entered into the AgriKids Farm Safety Ambassador Awards. These awards are just for those participating in the Farm Safety Day programme. As part of that, we have three categories. The first one is Best School and Best Class. There is nothing for you to do here. Once you submit your learnings for certification at the end of your program, you are automatically entered into this. It's up to us who are judging the submissions to choose best school and best class. And as you can see, there are cash prizes up for offer. There is also two other categories who are nominated led. And this is where we ask teachers to basically nominate a learning initiative. Maybe it's something that they did that they felt worked really well and would be eligible for a prize, and something that we might be able to share. And we're going to look for two of those. We've two potential winners in the learning initiatives category, and the second one that we open for nominations by teachers is the Farm Safety Ambassador pupil. If there's a pupil in your class who has really kind of shone and really kind of stood out with regards to this program, we want to know about it. We want to hear about it. And we want to celebrate that passion and that commitment by giving them some recognition. One boy last year was a winner of our Farm Safety Ambassador, was a child who was particularly quiet when it came to the academics of a school. But when they learned about this particular project, they asked their teacher if they could do it in the school. The teacher agreed, and that boy went on not just to help and support his teacher in delivering the program, but he also made it his business to go around the classes and help the younger classes in particular with any questions that they might have, and to share his own experience around farming and farm safety. An absolute worthy winner, I'm sure that you would agree. And that was just one of many stories that we heard about some of the amazing children who are participating in this program. When it comes then to submitting, you can do so online or by post, and we are taking submissions at any time from now up until the 5th of June 2026. Okay, all you have to do is to head over to whatever program you are doing, head over to that particular web page, and as you scroll down, and apologies for this, I had to record it off my phone, but at the very end of this, you will see the area that you can submit, and you just missed there a little bit where you can actually put in your nominations too. So at the very end of this particular page, you will see where you can submit. All we're looking for is some pictures, some evidence. Other examples we've had in the past are scrapbooks that have been posted into us, and also maybe like a PDF, slide decks, any kind of even a blog post. If you created a specific blog post on your website, send us in the URL. Whatever is easiest for you to submit the information into us is absolutely fine by us. And if you have any questions at all regarding that, our email is info@agrikids.ie. So, in a nutshell, we have two programs: the hour or the day. Choose your theme if you're doing the day, run your day. Remember, the awards are there too. Submit your evidence. If you're doing the hour, choose your hour-long activity and submit your evidence of same. Both approaches will achieve you in getting a certification. The only difference is, of course, with the day is that you're on your way to achieving farm safety flag status. Check out agrikids.ie for both programs. Our webinars kick off on the 24th of April. We like to think we have plenty of resources to help you along your way. And don't forget, we have just opened, as of Patrick's Day, the Ambassador Award. So we are taking nominations now up until the 31st of May. What we're hoping to really achieve with the running of this program is that children successfully engage and understand the topic and feel energized and excited. We want to think that they believe change is important and possible, and that they are key in making that happen. We like to hear about the times they meet some really positive role models. So that's why reaching into your community and bringing in speakers is really important in that regard. And above all, the children do become very much empowered on this topic and ambassadors for farm safety. The impact on a more long-term basis is increased knowledge of the dangers. We're creating a foundation of knowledge for our children on this particular topic, and also instilling in them a greater appreciation and awareness of those dangers. And that the knowledge and skills that they learn and maybe go on to study more will help them to avoid farm hazards and also to share that learning when they get home. So here's some important dates for you. The programme itself opened on the 15th of January and runs up until the 5th of June. Our nominations as of Patrick's Day are now open for the Ambassador Awards. We closed the programme registration on the 17th of April. Okay, so you have the best part of a month still. On the 24th of April, so just after Easter break, etc., we are starting our classroom webinars, and they run up until the 21st of May. Okay, so they're on a Friday, and then the last one is actually going to be run on a Thursday. Some of them are themed and some of them are just general. So we're actually going to run the farm safety one twice, which is a general one and ideal for anybody who's doing the Farm Safety Hour program. On the 31st of May, we are closing the award nominations, and on the 5th of June, please have all your evidence into us. And yes, you can submit earlier if you so wish. So I'm going to stop talking for a little while you have a look at some of the evidence that we have received over the past while. And I'm going to ask Jennifer Ward to join us now to tell us a little bit about her own experience in bringing farm safety education to her classroom.
Hi Alma, thanks very much. I'm delighted to be joining Alma and Geraldine today for such a worthy and important talk. I've known Alma for a number of years now, and it's been really wonderful to see the initiative that she has started, AgriKids, growing, gaining traction and getting a little bit more funding to make sure that it reaches all of the population that it should be reaching. Initially, our school became involved because we saw an opportunity to involve not just the pupils, but the wider school community in an initiative for farm safety education. In the rural school that I was teaching in, it was really an especially suitable project. When we first read about the AgriKids programme, my school principal, Carolyn, and I worked together to make a plan for a couple of activities that might work for us. We started nice and small. I was working as a support teacher at the time, and a number of pupils on my caseload were from farming backgrounds. They were particularly passionate about farming. But what I noticed was there seemed to be a bit of a cool element to talking about some of the unsafe practices, climbing on bales, driving tractors before they were supposed to be, talking about, being around animals unsupervised, that kind of thing. Just it was really cool to talk about being like that at home. And this was a huge concern for us because children, as you know, spend so much of their time at home during the summer holidays. And those children that are in the countryside need to have the ability, but also the sense and the understanding to make sure that they're safe and that they come back to us every autumn for the new school year. Our response to that was to address some of the recurring issues. So things like safety around machinery and animals kept coming up with those children. So we decided to invite guests to speak to the children because I know any teachers that have the same experience as myself know that children might listen to us, but they're sure to listen to a guest, and somebody else coming in gives that fresh insight and a different spin on something that maybe we've been trying to teach for a long time. It was important to look for guests that were within our school community. It's nice to use people who are nearby and local. The school secretary, Lorna, and I worked together to brainstorm the guests that we thought we'd like to invite. And over the years, we invited parents, members of the board of management, local charities, there were local businesses who came to talk about aspects of farm safety. And we tried to choose something different every year. So if you're totally new to this initiative, it would be a good idea to start by focusing on just one area. And, start small. Starting small is better than not starting at all. Think about whether a guest could be invited to enhance the experience. And also think about whether you can link the initiative to an existing initiative that you're already doing. I mean, are you doing a Green Schools program or something where this would enhance that and maybe add a new element to it? It links really beautifully into SESE, SPHE, and you can link into science and technology and the arts, music, art, drama, loads of different areas. So, like speaking from a teacher's perspective, trying to link this into the curriculum and make time for it in the school day is definitely possible. This initiative, it's something that can be really child driven, and we all know the buzzwords at the moment are talking about children's voices and making sure they have a say in their learning and they take ownership. And this is something that really gives opportunities for that. So, like Alma said, it's a really flexible program, and the way that the children engage with it is totally up to your school and your school circumstance. Maybe you're doing an initiative with digital technology, and that's something you'd like to do something with, or maybe you're really good at making dramas and recording those, or maybe you're really good at art projects. So think about what your school is already strong at, and just add to that by including farm safety as an element. The children will take ownership if they're given opportunities to do that. And like Alma was saying, it gives them empowerment, and they feel like they can go home and spot dangers and tell somebody what they should be doing instead. And I've seen that firsthand where children start telling you the right way to do things rather than it's not cool to do it the wrong way now. It's now cool to talk about the ways that you are safe and the things that you've changed and the things that you spotted when you were at home yourself. So look, my main advice, if I were to give advice to somebody starting off on this, it's really important to look at the school circumstance that you're in. Think about the people that you can invite in and the local people that are nearby and so willing to come in. And think about who did the children want to invite? Could they invite them themselves? And think about what kind of support you might need to offer to those guests. And I know myself and Alma and Geraldine have spoken about this before, but some of those people that are in the farming community are not people who are in love with coming into school and spending a day talking in a school, and it's not something they're used to, it's not something they're comfortable with. So think about how you can support them. Can you be there just asking questions like in an interview style, or maybe have they got a child in the school or a relative in the school that can work with them ahead of time to make sure that they feel really comfortable and that they're able to come in and talk to everybody. Think about if there are children in a support context in your school who would really benefit from being able to showcase their interests. Maybe they're not sporty children, maybe they're not artistic children, but maybe their farming passion is something that could really stand out. And then just think about what local places could you go and visit. And then just consider your concerns. Then think about the space that you have in your school, and the people that you're inviting in, and just think about how you can logistically make sure that everything flows really sensibly. I would absolutely recommend this program to any school, urban or rural, because some children live on a farm or out in the countryside, but all children at some stage in their lives are going to be in the countryside, and they need to have all of the skills to keep themselves safe and to keep the people around them safe too. So if I could recommend this program, I would recommend it to every school, just to do something small and build from there. Um, yeah, and thanks very much, Alma, for inviting me to speak.
Thank you so much, Jennifer, for giving up your time, also for helping out. It really is about making this fit in to what you're already doing. I understand and appreciate how committed the curriculums are. So, fit this in where and however you can, if you feel it's something that you want to actually do. And just to kind of show, if you are picking a theme, these are the pennants that you achieve. So, we try to really make every step of the way as special as we possibly can. Okay, so let's see if anybody has any questions. And also, guys, if you wanted to just take the Bitly code there and complete the survey, we'd really appreciate that. You should also be receiving it in your follow-up email to the event also. So, Geraldine, have any questions come in?
Yes, one there, Alma. Can a flag be achieved in a year?
So now this has come up before.
Mm.
Some people thought if they run a day and did all three themes on the one day, that they could actually kind of get their flag. No, you only can do your a day. You pick one theme per day. Now, if you want to run 2 or 3 days over the school year, apply 3 separate times if you don't mind, because that's how our system works. And then yes, you can get your 3 themes by doing 3 separate days. But again, we're not sure if that's achievable for a lot of schools. So I know there's one school in particular who will possibly be running a second day towards the end of the year, because they have a huge amount of children coming from dairy farmers who are very busy at the moment now with calving, but they're also got a lot of kind of tillage farmers, and they kind of are keen that they kind of do a lot around machinery towards the end of the school year. So that's absolutely fine. So if you want to do 3 days over this, 3 separate days over the school year, then yes, you can. But again, it's not something that we want to overtly commit you to either.
Another question there, Alma. If they register for the hour program, can they change to the day?
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely. If
yeah.
you've kind of felt that you've done your hour and just kind of, oh, we could do a little bit more here, and it ended up kind of turning into a whole thing. When it comes to submission, instead of choosing the farm safety hour, choose the farm safety day at that point. So you can basically change your mind up until you hit the button submit. That's absolutely fine.
Great. Another one, how do we enter our school in the best school category?
Well, you have to
Yeah.
we have to first of all be taking part in the Safety Day, and you have to submit your evidence on or before the 5th of June. Then it's down to us who are doing the accreditation process. We actually choose the school and class at that point.
Very good. And how do we nominate a pupil in the Ambassadors Award?
Yes, so if you head over to the Farm Safety Day webpage, you will there see, as you scroll down, you will see the little section for the awards. There are 2 links where you can nominate, and they are one's for pupil and one's for learning initiative. So you can choose whichever one that you want to nominate and submit from there. So again, we hope it's a very simple online process.
Very good. So I am doing the day program, but they want to change themes. So is this possible now? Can
Yes,
they-
yes, you can. Up until you hit submit on the accreditation, you can change a bit like the CAO, the change of mind forms. You can absolutely change your mind. Yeah, because again, things change, and people might want to do all about the animals, but then they realize there's a tractor machinery place, or their kids are really interested in the machinery part. So that's absolutely fine. We want to be as flexible and amenable to your school year and calendar as we possibly can be.
Very good. I think you answered this one. This another one is, can we do all the themes at the same time? So
Not
that's
at the same time,
not
so
the
it's
same
one
time.
theme per day. So yeah. Want to try and
And
spread the learning out a little bit.
yeah, exactly. And can my whole school not take part or registered as a class?
If
Is-
yes,
yeah.
I've had a case last year where a bit of
Mm.
FOMO kicked in, and there was a class actually registered, and they reached out and says, listen, the whole school got wind that we're doing this. Can we now move to a whole school participation? Absolutely fine. Again, when you're submitting, just make sure you click that button that it's a whole school effort, because then we'll know when we're doing the awards judging for best class and best school what one to pop you into. And I
Great.
must add, actually, for anybody is participating in the awards, the money that is awarded, we do like to think that it's going to be invested back into the welfare and well-being of the children. And once one of our schools, our winning schools in Sligo last year, they are actually using the money to do a school excursion to the local donkey sanctuary. So I thought that was a lovely way to use the money. So that's just one little caveat there.
Great. I think that's it, Alma. I don't see
That's
any
great.
more there in the list.
Okay. Anything
No,
else coming in there? So
nothing.
guys, this event has been recorded. I can send round a link to the recording if any of your colleagues would also like to take part. If you've anything further, please do drop us an email to info@agrikids.ie, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have. So until then, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I look forward to seeing all the submissions in June. So again, thank you so much for taking the time to come and participate in today's event, and have a great day. Bye.